So how have you guys been? I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but I just kind of freestyle with this channel. I don't really have any plans like when it comes to uploading on this channel, I don't really have any plans of like, okay, what I'm going to post next. I just kind of freestyle with this channel, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's been an uptick in domestic violence, and that goes for, the men and the women. The women here, the women in Shreveport women, man, they're like a different breed. Shreveport women are a different breed, man. That's why I don't even date women in Shreveport. I don't. I haven't dated a woman from Shreveport in like 15 years. Seriously. Years and years ago, I was talking to this girl that I used to work with at Walmart, the one off Pines Road. But that was, like I said, that was like 15 years ago. I haven't dated a girl from Shreveport since. Doing what I do now with the photography and the, adult filmmaking things that I do, I don't have to mess around with Shreveport women. I know women outside of the state now. So, I travel a lot, and sometimes these girls come here to see me. So I don't really have a reason to talk to no local women now. But you got to be careful with local women, especially Shreveport women, man, because a lot of these chicks, they're no good. They mean you no good. These are the kind of women that usually will put you in legal trouble and also your safety on the line. Because these kind of women, they love danger, they love drama, they love chaos. And I have a cousin right now as I'm speaking. I got a cousin right now who's locked up at Bossier Max. He's been locked up there since May of this year behind this girl, this so-called girlfriend, who claimed that he raped her. They got into a big argument one night and it got physical. The cops showed up, scooped him up, took him to jail. He's at Bossier Max now. And this is actually the third time that he's been in trouble behind this chick. But, this is why domestic violence right now is at an all-time high, because when you're talking about millennials and Gen Zers, we are the two most screwed up generations when it comes to dating relations. Okay? Marriage rates are the lowest that they've ever been before. Dating is not what it used to be. It's because of the women. It's because of the women. Because, see, here's the thing. Women are like trends. Women are very trendy. Okay? And whichever direction Hollywood, politicians, the media, whichever direction they decide to turn to, whichever road they decide to turn down, right? The women follow right behind them. She felt a need to protect herself in her own home, so I'm praying for all involved. Oh my God, I'm so sick of seeing comments like this, man, when it comes to domestic violence. I am so sick and tired. Every time a domestic violence incident comes up where the woman is the offender, you go in the comment section on Facebook, YouTube, wherever the video is posted. You go in the comment section and it's a bunch of women that are supporting the offender because she's a woman. Have you noticed that it's usually the women who usually vote Democrat, they're liberal, they're leftist leaners. These were the women who probably went crazy and went out and supported Kamala Harris and voted for Kamala Harris earlier last month. Okay, Debbie Walker says all he had to do was leave when he was asked to do so. He could have gone to a family's home, gone to a friend's, or slept in his vehicle for the night. Now two families are hurting, and there are at least one child, if not more, traumatized. You see how they always make up some kind of excuse when the offender is a woman, the offender is female. What the? Take notes, guys. Take notes. This is the liberal, leftist, Kamala voting women that I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So let's translate this comment. She's saying that in this type of situation, the man is supposed to be the logical, smarter person and de-escalate the situation by leaving because his woman is not logical. She's illogical and she has the gun in her hand. She made the mistake. She shot and killed him. That's why she got arrested. She's the offender. Oh my God. These comments, man. See, this is why Kamala Harris lost last month. Okay. First of all, she's not even qualified to be vice president. She wasn't picked. Okay. She was. This is why I keep saying that 2020 election 4 years ago, that was rigged. That was planned. Okay. They put senile Joe Biden in office, knowing damn well he didn't legit win that election. They put senile Joe Biden in office, and then they picked Kamala Harris as his vice president because they knew that 90-year-old Joe Biden would not last a full 4 years in office. So he stepped down, 6 months before the election? Because they tried to set this up. They tried to make Kamala the first female president, knowing damn well she's not qualified to even be vice president. Okay, here's another comment under KSLA's post. This lady says, it's really sad, but what has he done to her for her to do this? Something happened. The news don't tell the full story. Women don't get protection like they should. So true. Oh, shut up. Just shut up. This is why, man, are you serious? Women are protected by the government. Women, name another country on this planet where women are better protected than women here in the United States. Name one. If, in my opinion, y'all got too much protection. Women have too much protection in the United States. You think I'm lying? All right. As a man, as a straight man, go out, leave your house right now and go catcall a woman on the street right now. Go out there and catcall a woman. Go to Walmart right now and catcall a woman and see what happens. Catcalling is illegal now. You can get arrested for that. Name another country on this planet where that can happen. Bruh. This is why men barely approach women nowadays. This is nuts. What the? They just say the stupidest shit, man. This is why I'm glad I do what I do. I'm not married. I barely even date. I don't have to date because I get what I can get from women. Okay? And my little hobby, my little side hustle, what I do when I take these pictures and make these videos with these chicks and I sell these videos online and all that. Yeah, that's why I do what I do. This is why I prefer that kind of lifestyle than dating, long-term relationships. I don't do that anymore. When it comes to American women today, especially the millennials and the Gen Z women, that's why they have the lowest marriage rates. Hell, a lot of these chicks are single. The men don't even want to date them now. It's because, yeah, physically, they may look good. A lot of these chicks, physically, yes, they look good. But mentally, they have the mind of a 12-year-old girl. Any man today, I wouldn't say any man, but the majority of men, especially men with money, and options, they will tell you the same thing I'm telling you right now. Most of these women today, they ain't shit. They're not worth dating. They're not worth marriage. None of that. I just like women for sex. I've always been this way. And I can tell you with a straight face that it is better. It would benefit you more as a man. To all you young men that are watching this right now, it benefits you more today in 2024 to live the type of lifestyle I live when it comes to these women than to get into a long-term relationship with one. I got a laptop right now. I got an old laptop right now that's full of nothing but video files and pictures of these girls that I've used to, have fun with. I don't fuck around with these women, man. When these women come over, first of all, they sign a waiver, they sign a consent form. Because it's Louisiana law now for if you're like producing, adult type film and you're selling it online, OnlyFans or any kind of platform where you can sell amateur porn. It's Louisiana law now for you to get, as a producer, it's Louisiana law now for you to have everybody involved, all the participants involved to sign consent forms, 2257 consent forms. That's what they're called. Okay, so when these girls come over to see me and before we do our thing, they have to sign a 2257 consent form. I have them sign those. Then I take pictures of their ID. If they don't agree to do those two things first, They can kick rocks. They leave. I don't do nothing with them. And that camera, I have cameras also in my house. As soon as they walk into the door, y'all seen some of the clips in my videos, right? If you've been watching my videos, I post sometimes the girls that I see and work with. That camera is rolling as soon as they walk into my house or wherever I'm at. Sometimes I do it in Airbnbs. See, a lot of you guys, man, you put yourself in a trap. A lot of you young men, you're putting yourself in a trap when you move in with these girls. Stop moving in with these girls, man. Stop doing that. Now, I understand it's hard out there. I know a lot of you guys already have a criminal background to the point where you can't lease an apartment in your name. So it's either stay at home with mom or move in with this chick. But how about moving in with a male relative, like a cousin or an uncle? Do that. Think about doing that before you move in with a girl, man, because I'm telling you, you're setting yourself up for a trap. Domestic violence right now is at an all-time high, and it's usually with these younger couples where these dudes are moving in with their girlfriends, and she thinks she owns you when you are under her leased apartment. She doesn't even own the roof that she's under, okay? But she sees you as property because you live with her. And that's when the bullshit starts. So think twice before you move in with that girl. In 2024, going into 2025, you young men out there, you got to learn how to move with these women. American women today, they're a different breed. They're not like European women. American women, they're not feminine. They're not dainty. They're not soft-spoken like women across overseas. They're not. American culture has brainwashed and indoctrinated today's women. This is why you have celebrities like Billie Eilish making songs like "I can eat that girl for lunch," and what's that other song she has? It goes like "I can be a better boyfriend than him. I can do the things that he never did." See what I'm saying? When you have celebrities, industry plants like Billie Eilish, who were purposely put in place to corrupt the minds of young women, that's a problem. Okay? So as a straight young man who's interested in women, you got to learn how to move with them nowadays, man. If they see us as tricks, okay, that's cool. Let's beat them at their own game. Let me tell you guys what I did, okay? Back in 2015, 2016, when I first leased my apartment, I don't live there anymore. I moved out since then, but so I can tell you guys the story now. But, when I first leased my apartment, at the time, all I had was enough money for was a mattress and an old beat up couch that I found on Craigslist. I had very little money at the time. I had just moved into my apartment, and that mattress was laying on my bedroom floor for like a month. So that's when I got the idea to start doing, making these amateur porn videos with these girls. I was calling these girls up and say, hey, let's do this. Let's hook up. Let's make some money together. So these girls would come over and we would do our thing. And within like 6 or 7 months, my apartment was fully furnished with brand new furniture. Now, it wasn't top of the line furniture. I'll tell you that. It wasn't top of the line furniture, but it was good looking furniture. Okay. Cause I think I went to, what's that furniture store over there off of it's near the Cooper Road and Southern. Kramer Furniture. I went to Kramer Furniture and I bought 2-bedroom sets. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I bought 2-bedroom sets, and then I went to Wayfair.com and I bought a futon couch for my living room and a couple of accent chairs. And then I bought a dinette table and some bar stools from I think it was Kirkland's or something like that. Yeah, Kirkland's. So within 7 months, I had a fully furnished apartment. I had the baddest apartment at that complex. The apartment manager would come in on Tuesdays for inspection, and she was like, okay, I know where you work at, but what else are you doing? Like, where did you get all this money all of a sudden? I didn't tell her what I was doing. But yeah, you can actually Google it right now. Google Woodland Terrace Apartments in Greenwood. I got pictures. Right before I moved out, I took pictures of my apartment. I had that place laid out, man. But yeah, that's how you got to move. Unfortunately, this is how you got to move today as a man with these women. All right. So I was paying these girls anywhere from $200 to $300 for a half hour to an hour session. But the video itself would usually be like anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes, right? So, but that $200 to $300 for the escort, that's just a one-time payment for them. You know what I'm saying? That's just a one-time payment. But because I'm the producer, I'm the one who make the video, I sell those videos online and I get paid per copy. So let's just say, for example, I made a 12-minute video with this girl and I sell that video for like $10 a copy. So that's $10 for every copy that I sell. And I'm still getting paid for those videos to this day. I'm still making money on those videos that I made 7, 8 years ago. So I made my money back and then a lot more since then. There was this one girl that I used to work with out of Arkansas. She was a tall, kind of curvy, cute in the face white girl. She was a nice looking girl. And she was also one of my foot models. I told you guys a while back that I make foot fetish videos with these girls. So not only was she one of my foot models, but she was also an escort. So she would come down here to Shreveport and see me like once every 3 to 4 months, right? And after we would hook up and do our thing, she would go out into the streets of Shreveport and do her escort thing. Well, I would tell her every time before she would leave, I would say, hey, be careful out there because Shreveport police, especially at that time, this was back in the Backpage days. This was like 7, 8 years ago. This was during the height of Backpage. I would tell her, I would say, hey, be careful because Shreveport police, they've been doing a lot of these sex stings lately, these prostitution stings. And they were specifically targeting young white girls who were attractive and looked like they were fresh in the game. And what I mean by fresh in the game is that they looked, they didn't look like they were prostitutes. They look clean cut. Like, the girl next door type chicks. Like she was probably a cheerleader at her high school. So, and they were doing this, they would target these white girls in attempts to stop them from going down that dark road of prostitution. So later on that night, about 4 hours later, she gets arrested. She got caught in one of those sex stings at one of those hotels over there off of, I think it was East 70th Street. So she gets arrested. Shreveport police take her to CCC. She takes her mugshot and then she bails out the next morning. And, they give her a court date. Well, she never shows up for a court date, so they put a warrant out for her arrest. But she's not from the area. She's not from the city. So as long as she doesn't return to Shreveport, she doesn't have to worry about getting arrested. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with a lot of the girls that used to visit Shreveport from out of town back in those times. That's why they never returned to Shreveport because they all got warrants out for their arrest and they're afraid to come back. So to a lot of you guys that used to, see a lot of escorts around that time and you don't see them anymore, that's what happened. Shreveport police, you can thank the Shreveport police, Shreveport police for that. And that's why, they still do their escort thing. They're still escorting, but they just do it out, in other cities now. Most of them, a lot of these chicks I still talk to through social media, and they do their thing in like bigger cities now, like Houston and Austin and Dallas and Vegas, but they don't come near Shreveport anymore. You see, guys, American culture today is very anti-male, anti-straight male. That is, okay. So it's almost gotten to the point where if you are a man, if you are a straight man, you are seen as the enemy, a threat. Your genitalia is seen as a threat now. Okay? So you can be a young man living his best life, and society today, there's something wrong with you because you're not with anybody. Because they love to see, especially young men today, they love to see us stressed out and always in some kind of dramatic situation with some crazy female. That's just how it is, man. Look at these stupid reality TV shows that are on TV today. Now, first of all, I haven't had cable in years. I think most people have like a Netflix subscription now. I don't even have that. Okay? Because like when I was a kid growing up back in the 90s, TV sitcoms, 30-minute TV sitcoms were the thing back then. Okay, my favorite TV shows were Fresh Prince, Family Matters, The Wonder Years, even the shows back from the 50s, from like I Love Lucy to Dragnet, Bewitched, Different Strokes, all those TV shows from the 50s all the way up until like the late 90s, right? 30-minute family sitcoms. Those shows now have become obsolete because today's kids, they can't relate to that. Most kids today, they live in single parent homes. There's no father around, their mom's never been married. So a lot of those classic TV sitcoms that we grew up watching as kids, the kids today, they can't relate to that. So that's why these shows now have become obsolete, right? And what's the popular thing on TV now? Reality TV shows. And they're all trash. All trash, especially the black ones. Okay. And these women, a lot of these women that you see on the news every other week that are going to jail for running their boyfriends over with cars and putting guns to their heads. See, these guys that they're doing this to, they're not so-called real niggas. I don't like using that word, but that's what they call them. They call them real niggas. Okay. And they don't do this type of stuff to real niggas. These guys are most likely the side dude or the stepdaddy. These guys are considered lames and beta males, and that's why these women are so comfortable with going upside their heads like this. That's why they're so comfortable with running them over with cars and putting guns to their heads. I went to the fair 4 times this year, and I bought food every day I went to the fair. I probably spent about $150 alone on fair food. I had a barbecue rib plate. I brought a brisket sandwich. I had some gumbo, a funnel cake, some pizza. I had a plate of spaghetti, and it was all delicious. But see, some of you guys can't do that because you're staying with a woman that most likely doesn't even respect you. And number two, she's got you taking care of her kids. Kids that are not even yours. So whatever you do for yourself, you also have to do for her kids. But this is the type of behavior that today's American culture encourages young men to do. Be simps, be beta males. And I'm telling you right now, you ain't got to do that.